What's going on, world? Yes, fresh off that clock. My most favorite time of the day. And if you're an Amazonian and you work, whether you work for the DSP, the warehouse, or the fulfillment center, I am pretty sure you can agree. The most favorite time of the day is when you're clocking out. And that's to go home. That's not, we ain't talking about them little short breaks they give. You know, we are not talking about those short breaks. I get two. My schedule is from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. You get one clock out break that is unpaid. Then you get a 30-minute allegedly paid break. Um, and when I say allegedly, I don't know if they pay us for real or not. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, because, through the A to Z app, it shows you that you work 10 hours. So, yeah. But you go earn every bit of that when it comes to working. Now, I'm going to just explain to anybody that doesn't know about Amazon. Working at Amazon, when you clock out for your break, okay, you get a full 30-minute break. But my issue, and I don't know if anybody else have this issue at their side, or if anybody got any input, comment, or whatever, that's cool. But just me per se, my experience with the 30-minute scan to scan break, that's the paid break. They expect it to be scan to scan, meaning my position in the fulfillment center, not the warehouse, the fulfillment center. My position is that I'm an inbound stower. So, say for instance, I have an item, whatever, out of a total, out of a box. I scan the barcode and I stow it into the pod. Say for instance, my break is at 2 p.m. They expect me to scan my last item at 2 p.m. and I should be scanning and stowing my next item by 2:30. Any minutes over that is pretty much you're collecting time off tasks. Now, what they don't tell you though is that I've heard some people say you get an hour of time off tasks a day. You get a half an hour up to time off tasks because we are human. People got to go to the bathroom. It might take you an extra 5 minutes depending on where your station at is, where the break room at. And me, I'm a smoker, so either I'm gonna go outside. Not talking to you, I'm gonna go to what you call the smoker's cage because I'm trying to save up and get me a car as we speak. But I hope y'all can hear me okay because we got traffic and the wind is blowing. But I can't wear earphones right now because me personally, I do not want to buy. I might break down and do it, but I really don't want to purchase the Amazon affiliated headphones or whatever they call them. Amazon approved. Yeah, that's the right word. Amazon approved. Meaning, if you don't purchase those earphones that's approved by Amazon and you get caught wearing your own, you can get some feedback, maybe even a write-up, perhaps even termination. I don't know how they doing it, but whatever. Like I said, I just got off work, so excuse me. I'm gonna light my Black and Mild. I don't smoke, I don't drink. As of right now, I am on probation, so that's my life for you. But back to what I was saying, though, like the break, that scan to scan. I try my best. Like I'll log out of my station at 1:55, and try to make it to the smoker's cage or the break room, whatever most convenient. Like if it's quicker for me to go outside, go through security and go outside, then I'll do that. But if it's more feasible for me to go to the smoker's cage, during my 30-minute break, then that's what I'll do. But either way, no matter where you station, unless you get lucky, you're going to do some type of walking. And I'm not going to exaggerate things, you know what I'm saying? You get a lot of people that say it takes 15 minutes to get outside and all that. It depends, it really depends on how rough of a day you are having, how slow you are walking. You do get, I get some days where the more and more I'm getting used to the building and where things is at and how to get from place to place, it may, at longest, it might have took me 10 minutes before, to get to the bathroom and back, because you got to think about it, you got to use the bathroom, you got to wash your hands, it might be people in the bathroom, so, it's a few things, but, it ain't took me no longer than 10 minutes, that's the most, but for the most part, like I said, depending on where my station is at, stuff like that, it shouldn't take you no more than 6 to 7 minutes, at tops, to get from, I don't care what side of the building you own, you know what I mean? It shouldn't take you no more than 6 or 7 minutes to get to your destination, unless you just stop and rap it with your people, if you make a few pit stops, or if you just walking slow as fuck, like you ain't, on no time schedule. You know what I'm saying? I walk normal and it might take me 7, 8 minutes, depending on what side of the building I'm coming from and where I'm going to. But all that old 20 minutes and all that, that's bullshit. I mean, you probably was waiting on DoorDash. you took your time ordering the placing the order, or whatever the case may be. You get a lot of people that be doing a lot of goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they stop, talk to people, then they go to the bathroom, then they get out the bathroom, stop, talk to somebody else, then they want to stop at the vending machine, then from the vending machine, go holler at somebody. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Or they want to go the long way. They want to walk around, see who they see and shit, and just try to hide from the work. That's really what motherfuckers be doing. My opinion. But I don't want to be just ranting on here. Like I said, I would have to actually sit down and actually talk to y'all about my experiences, man. This shit it's funny. I mean, today I had a rough day, Today I wasn't really feeling it. But for the last 2 days, I was killing it. My rates was good. Everything was all good. My energy level wasn't too bad. My attitude was there. So anybody that want to work at Amazon, the fulfillment center, that's just where we package and stow and pick your items and before it gets to you, the shopper. My building is hiring. It's easy to get into. It's not hard, pick your shifts or, pick your department. Me personally, I think everybody that normally starts off in stow. I think that's about the inbound stow. I think that's about the easiest department, as far as rate wise and comfortability wise. I think they normally start everybody off in that department. Now, they do have accommodations where for people who, might do it for a week or two, they rates suck, and they feel like they can't do it. They'll let you do something else, but Either way it go, you go work. I mean, you go feel it. It's a lot of walking. It's a lot of time. 10 hour shifts. I mean, and you go, if 10 feel like 20. Well, that's maybe over exaggerated. It's going to feel like 12 or 15 hours. But if you just don't pay attention to the time, stay busy, stay active, break it down into periods. Because I ain't going to lie, y'all, I'm always late. I take advantage of my UPT and my paid time off, which I'm trying to get that together, what I'm saying, where I'm not in a negative or anything, but I can't miss a whole shift. I could probably miss a few hours, be late here, be late there, but I have to show up every day, But mainly, that's what keep me grinding, though, because if I did have the time to be able to take off, I'll probably do it, right? So that's kind of the reason why, I don't mind coming every day. I'm not an early morning person, I don't like getting up that early. So if you're the person that don't want to get up early, they have a flex. And a lot of people talk about flex. Then they also have the night shift. So I prefer the night shift, but at the time when I got hired this time around, once again, I'm a rehire. Yeah, I know I'm all over the place, but I'm a rehire. I worked last year during peak season. Peak season is it was during the winter months, around Christmas and New Year time. Yeah, so they offer different alternatives, different shifts, and they have front half and back half, and I think they have what you call donut. Donut is basically like a split. Like I think you might work, depending on what your schedule is, you might work Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday, come back Friday, Saturday, or you might work Sunday and Monday off. However they do it, something like that, where you're not just working your 40 hours straight back to back like that, like me. I work front half, but I got my weekend stuff. I got my Thursday, Friday, Saturday off. Work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So, I mean, it works out for me. That 4 days back to back like that, I just get mine out the way. I'm thinking about transferring the night shift. As soon as I see some spots open up in my department, I'm probably going to jump on that. For me personally, I'd rather work night shift. That way I ain't got to get up early. But some people say it's like the same. You're going to work all night and be sleep all day. And, so I don't know. We will definitely see what decision I decide to make. Who knows? But I just received an email, not an email, message through my A to Z app through Amazon. I'm officially at my quarter mark, this is the start of my 4th month here. So far, so good, because last year around this time, I was being let go because of negative UPT. And this time around, I am not in the negatives. I actually have a bit of time that I can play with a little bit, So I'm going to give myself a pat on the back, for that. So anybody got any questions, comments, man, make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'm also an artist and a host and promoter, Cleveland, Ohio. You can go down my page. You'll see some of my older music. I haven't dropped anything new lately because I'm going through a moving transition and, some things happen. Some tragic things happen where I lost my studio. So I'm I'm just grinding, trying to get a lot back, trying to get the studio back, trying to get the whip back. That's what I'm grinding for. That's why I'm working at Amazon. Right now, Amazon is the best paying job for me right now. That was easy for me to get into, what I'm saying? The work itself isn't hard. I'm gonna just say it like that. The work itself isn't hard, but it can be strenuous to the body. You're on your feet. You're gonna definitely be on your feet for 9 to 10 of those hours. I don't really even count the breaks when you sit down, because you probably sit down for about 15 minutes to be able to. You only enjoy about 10 minutes of your break. For me, then depending on where your station is at, you still got to walk back and forth to your station and stuff like that. So, that's for me. You probably gonna only enjoy out of the whole day. You're lucky to get 20 minutes of enjoyable, not having to worry about work or anything like that. But you're still at work. You're still on the clock. You're still there, unless you decide to leave, use your personal time and stuff like that, but you won't get paid, for the unpaid time. Personal time, you will get paid, but you have to have the personal time to be able to put in. Either way it goes, it still it affects your personal time for a later date. And, but I do like, I'm going to say this one last thing. I do kind of like Amazon when it comes to the time, because unpaid time, you can gradually grow that. Meaning each day you work, you get 5 minutes an hour per hour. You get 5 minutes per hour of unpaid time added to your account, basically. Personal time, I forget, but I think you gradually grow that as well as you work too. I forgot how many minutes or whatever. I gotta kind of like pay attention to that. But each day you work, you accumulate PTO and you accumulate unpaid time. So it's not a whole bunch of time, but it gives you time to work with. So, you got some people that they racks up unpaid time like crazy, or paid time off where, like, say for they want to just take themselves on a vacation, they can do that. Or say for you want to take 2-3 days off, you racked up, put in some overtime. It's possible to happen. It could happen. But you got to be disciplined and you got to be on your grind, to earn that time. Or you could be like me, what they call it, the UPT ninja. You could be like me, where I can't take off a whole shift, but I can leave early if I want. Not too early, but if I want to leave an hour or two early, I can. Or if I just want to come late, I can. And there's nothing they can do about it. I don't have to call anybody. I don't even have to put it in my A to Z app where, I can be like, hey, I'm running late. It doesn't matter. As long as I have the time to cover, I get there when I get there, I sign to my station, and I just work. So it is some freedom there, but there are rules just like any other job. If you want a relaxed type of job, then Amazon is probably not for you. But you can relax a bit at Amazon if you know what you're doing. If your rates are cool, if you aware of your time off tasks and stuff, there is ways you can kind of chill at Amazon as well. Meaning there's a trick to every trade. Like I said, if your rates are up and stuff like that, yeah, you can go to the bathroom and hit the vending machine real quick and hurry back to your station, so you're not gone too long from your station. Stuff like that, they're not going to bother you too much, long as your rates are good, long as your productivity isn't down or anything like that. Because I done went a few days where they didn't say anything to me. Nobody said nothing. Nobody came and bothered me. Nothing, But just be noted that everything is like micromanaged. So even if they're not coming to talk to you, that don't mean you're, in the green at all times, because they're sneaky. They could be documenting some shit that you don't even know that they're documenting. They're that type of sneaky. But like I said, as long as you're doing your job, your rates are looking cool. You're not just leaving your station for 20 minutes at a time and shit like that. You're not back from your breaks. Anything over 5 minutes and stuff like that. I mean, it's just insane. That's what they start paying attention to. And even then, if you do it maybe once, maybe twice, but if you just continuously keep doing it, that time adds up. And that's what they call TOT. They just document that. So, when they look at that, reel that paper trail on you, then not till it's in your can. You know what I'm saying? So, you know. But once again, I hope everybody heard me. If you didn't hear me, just, comment. First of all, subscribe. Make sure you like. Please comment. You got anything to say? I don't care if it's negative or whatever. I don't care. Whatever you got to say. You got any questions, concerns, make sure you hit me up. If you want to know my Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook as well. I think I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna learn how to work this YouTube stuff, and be able to put it in my descriptions. So the link will be in the descriptions and stuff. But if not, if you got any comments, you can ask me in the comments, and I will definitely hit you back up. But yeah, 4th month, Amazon. Shit. Hey, I'm trying to make it another 4 months. So, unless I find something better. But other than that, man, I'm out. Holla at your boy.